Hello, people from around the universe! I am your host, the Italian Ace, and with this being the beginning of 2023, I thought it would be a pretty fun idea to just take a look at some of the games that I am most excited about in the near future. Plus one that will probably already be out by the time this video gets posted. All of them, except potentially one, will fall into 2023, which is why I titled the video the way I did. Of course, it's all just my personal opinion, but I hope you will enjoy just taking a look at some of the upcoming, hopefully really awesome games that this year has in store for us. And with that in mind, let's just get right into the video. But before we do that, cue my intro. Okay, here we go. And really quickly, I hope you guys like that intro, because it will be getting an upgrade really soon. Which means this might be one of the last times you get to see it. So, if you do enjoy it, then make sure to just savor every last moment of it. If that even makes sense. Anyway, let's get to the first entry on this list. And that is the one that will talk about a game that's already released, most likely at the time you're seeing this. Of course, I am talking about the one, the only, Fire Emblem Engage. So, I am a big Fire Emblem fan, and I think Three Houses is just the best of the series. Not only that, it's actually just my favorite game of all time, which means that I am, of course, very much excited for a new Switch game about the Fire Emblem series to be released. And yeah, the one downside to that is that Fire Emblem Engage might have some pretty big shoes to fill, so there might be some disappointment just because my expectations could be unrealistic or way too high. Having said that, I actually do think this game will be very, very good just because of Fire Emblem's track record. Usually, their main games don't miss, and so, especially when I consider the fact that Three Houses, its predecessor on the Switch, was just incredible, I tend to lean towards the opinion that, yeah, Engage will be amazing as well. Maybe not Three Houses amazing, but still amazing. Up next, we have a game that is releasing less than a month from now on February 10th. And that is the one and only Hogwarts Legacy, which has given me a lot of mixed feelings, because I love Harry Potter, and the trailer for it looks very promising. However, every single Harry Potter game I've played so far has disappointed me. Now, to be fair, I've not played every single Harry Potter game out there. However, I did play through a couple of them, and none left a good impression on me basically whatsoever. Actually, it is so bad that my favorite Harry Potter game that I have played, I should specify video game because something like Harry Potter board games I've actually enjoyed more. So my favorite Harry Potter video game that I have played is not even a video game at all, but just an extra little feature that was on my Goblet of Fire DVD, where you could answer trivia questions and pick different paths to make it through the labyrinth. And when that is the best I've had, at least out of all the games that I've played for Harry Potter, you know the situation is pretty dire. On the other hand, this gives Hogwarts Legacy just a huge opportunity to be far and away the best Harry Potter game ever, which makes me very excited because this series is like tailor-made for a great video game. It really is. And if they do this well, it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Like, seriously, I am very much looking forward to this if only to see what they do with it, because if they do get it right, it might just be the best game of the year. It really might. Moving on to the third entry, and the first of our remaining 2 sequels, yes, both of them will be sequels, we have a game that is coming out on May 12th. And that alone might have tipped you guys off as to what I'm talking about, because yes, this is Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's looking forward to this one. It is undeniable that Breath of the Wild was basically a global sensation, and so getting a sequel to that is always going to generate hype. The problem is, if they screw it up, it could almost taint Breath of the Wild's legacy. Not really, but you guys get what I'm saying. Plus, it has a lot of expectations to live up to, and this time not just from me, but basically everyone. However, I am optimistic because I think they have all that they need to make a great game. Just have the same feel as Breath of the Wild, but with different environments, give us some new characters and a different storyline, and this game is gonna be great. Like, it just is. I mean, Breath of the Wild was probably the most fun open world game ever, or one of them. I know people are gonna be like, oh, this is just the usual bandwagon opinion, but I really do think it's just that good. And yeah, if they do more than literally just copy and paste and actually add a little something new to the Breath of the Wild formula, I think it's gonna be a great time. Or this game will be very disappointing and all of us will be a little less happy for it. But I am choosing to completely ignore that option for the moment. And now, on to our final entry, which is also the one I might be the most excited about. And no, that's not why I put it last, this is still based off of the release date. However, said release date is so far into the future, we don't even know when it will come out, which is why this is the one game that could end up not being in 2023. With all that being said, I think it's about time I reveal the game I'm talking about, and that is the one, the only, Hades 2. Now, for some context, I did say this is the game I am most excited about, but if any of you watch my top 5 Switch games, I have this at number 4, behind the likes of Breath of the Wild and of course Three Houses. So, why am I more excited about a sequel to this than the successor to Three Houses or the sequel to Breath of the Wild? The answer is pretty simple, and it just comes down to how fun it was to play for the original Hades. Again, don't get me wrong, if I have to pick which game I like the most as a whole, I will always have both Three Houses and Breath of the Wild ahead of Hades. However, if you ask me what game do I want to pick up on any random given day to just play for like half an hour or 1 hour, it's gonna be Hades. Because the fun factor is so immediate and the replayability is so high, you basically never get tired of it. Which means that if they can add anything close to that by giving us great new characters, a compelling story centered around Chronos, and some new mechanics that change the way you play the game, plus a completely revamped combat system, which should be the case with the focus around witchcraft, I see no reason why Hades 2 could not be just as good, if not outright better, than the original. And that alone has me super excited for it. Because really, this is the sequel that I think is the hardest to completely screw up. It might be really hard to make it better, but just making it a bad game, I don't see how. I really don't. And no, this is not a Tears of the Kingdom situation. I am not just ignoring that possibility. I really don't see how they could screw this up. And if you're from the future and you already know that they did somehow manage to not make this game great, you can let me know in the comments, but just be nice about it because I'll probably be devastated already as it is. But seriously, I mean, the framework is all there. They just take what worked from Hades, change it up with new characters and a new story, and add some new mechanics, and it's basically perfect. It really is. But that will do it for us here today. I hope you enjoyed this fun little video about my most anticipated upcoming releases. By all means, let me know what you are looking forward to the most in 2023 and beyond if it happens to be a game that's coming out later than this year. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. And also, I hope to see you all in the next video. But until then, remember to follow the way of the ace. See ya!